Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Today's video is a land chat, just to catch you up on a few different aspects of what's going on with us here.
So firstly, welcome back to the wildlands. And it's been an interesting week or two, isn't it?
It has.
We've got lots of jobs that we need doing, so we thought we'd catch you up on jobs that we've done and jobs that we plan and our methodology for those. In July 2021, with the increase in travel restrictions caused by Brexit and the pandemic, we decided to buy off-grid land in Portugal to live a more sustainable lifestyle.
Follow along with our journey as we turn our beautiful but derelict land into our very own slice of off-grid heaven. Wildlands. So first news, because we're always being asked this, is about our visa. Just a very quick update because there's still no news. We are still waiting to hear from the Minister of Foreign Affairs, who is deliberating on our appeal. So if we get that, hooray, we have a visa, and if we don't, boo, we have to go back to England and reapply. So no news is good news. That's where we're at with that. Oh, and we're still here in Portugal because the CEF granted an extended stay for anybody that's waiting to hear about visas or residency or is waiting for appointments with the CEF because they've been on strike and had all sorts of problems.
Yeah.
So that's why we're here, even though, as some people have pointed out, we've overstayed our Schengen time now. We're well over our 90 days, but that's been allowed by the CEF here.
Yeah, so that's good news, but the bad news is that it doesn't extend the Schengen, so we can stay in Portugal, but we can't theoretically travel in the Schengen until either our visa is approved, as we hope it will be, or not approved.
Which leads us on to Christmas. We were going to go home for Christmas and see family and friends whom we haven't seen for a long, long time now. Feels like ages.
Yeah, it is ages.
But because of this thing with the Schengen, if we were to leave, we wouldn't be able to get back because we don't have a visa. So, that's our neighbours. So we're staying here for Christmas.
We are.
Our first Christmas ever not at home in England, and our first Christmas here on Wildlands.
So it's a bit sad because we're not going to see our families and friends, and we had lots of plans for Christmas, so that's all kind of gone by the wayside. And yeah, very strange because, like you say, in my 50 odd years I've never had a Christmas apart from my family or in a foreign country or anything like that. No. So it's all uncharted territory for us, but we got a few plans to try and make it nice, haven't we? Yes,
yeah, we're absolutely doing what we do best and making the best of our situation. Rosie was very disappointed as well, so we've gone, alright, what can we do to make it really great and exciting? So we've decorated. We're going to show them that later, aren't we?
We are, yep. So we put up a tree. Again, a bit different to house life. We went down the land and Rosie picked out a tree that she liked. It was a bit bigger than we anticipated.
It was, yeah.
Christmas, we're off to dig a tree. Off our own land. So it's Christmas at the Wildlands, and as we're stuck here for Christmas, making the most of it, we're going to get ourselves our own Christmas tree. So this little guy is stuck on top of the rock, so we're going to try and get him out with his roots so that we can put him in a big pot. And if we can't get him out by the roots, we'll have to get Mr. Chainsaw out. So he's hopefully going to be our Christmas tree. How cool is that, getting a tree off our own land?
Did you, what, how did you... Wait.
No, I'm doing a different route.
Okay, that's alright then. I'm trying to hurry back.
Got a route here too. Hopefully there's no centipedes.
It's a nice tree.
Yeah.
Very cute.
It's just rock there. How has he gone down through that?
He's gone through a crack under the rock.
You need a shovel.
No, it's so deep.
Pull it, Forest.
Give you a bit of room. Several with this.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but then I suddenly thought, well, I didn't want to hit it on the rocks. Yeah, I think you're right. I think we need the loppers. Just one little lop.
Mr. Lobber.
Ta-da! It's a long walk for a short job.
Yep.
Bucket.
Bucket! Yeah, that's going to be such an easy thing to do.
Need some help?
That's a big root he's got, isn't it?
You're going to have to curl the roots around in the pot.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's all this. Is this alright? Oh, that'll work.
Yeah. And it's not going to stay up.
Well, the earth will keep him up, won't it?
You think? Good job, Rose.
Yeah.
Up and Rosie's, we're not overly keen on tinsel, the two of us, but Rosie loves a bit of tinsel. On Christmas Day itself, Martin's still staying here. Those of you who know, Martin, House That's Not Homeless, is staying with us and doing work on our land with us. He's going to be here for Christmas, and I'm going to make a big Christmas lunch for all of us, and he's going to have that with us. And then we've got our neighbours, Willem and Ott, coming over in the afternoon, and our new friends who live 15-minute drive away are also coming over. So Rosie's got some friends as well, as they have a couple of girls.
Yep, they've got girls that Rosie's got very friendly with, so Rosie's excited about seeing them for Christmas. I think it'll be a little bit different, off-grid Christmas, sat round there.
Party atmosphere, drinks, nibbles.
Yeah, wind.
Sitting all around the fire pit. There'll be
So,
so many of us, we'll have to sort of get one neat in each at a time at the fire pit.
So what you may not consider if you live in a house as opposed to a van or off-grid is obviously we don't have a house here yet, we're still living in our van. So if we want to celebrate Christmas all together, we have to sit outside round the log burner.
Yep.
But most days the weather is like today, and the forecast for Christmas Day is similar to today, sunny in the day.
Sunny.
And usually fairly chilly in the evening, but we're not talking necessarily England chilly. There can be a bit of a brisk wind, but it's always nice sitting around the log burner.
It's lovely, yeah.
So Martin's been busily chopping wood like a madman for about 2 weeks, and as fast as he chops the wood, bless him, we keep burning it. It keeps filling up the wood store, and we're getting through between 1 and 2 wheelbarrow fulls of wood in an evening. We normally light the burner about 3, and Martin and I make a joke saying we're clearing the wildlands 1 twig at a time. But it is a good way to clear the land, because
why not?
you know, we've got a lot of wood lying around.
Yeah, we're not chopping down trees for firewood, we're just pulling up trees that were chopped down by the previous owners or ones that have fallen over in the wind. We're just finding wood off the floor, aren't we?
We are.
Burning that, which is great. Projects. Wanted to catch you up on what projects we've got going on and what we're going to do in the future. So at the moment, where we're sitting on this fantastic bench that Dom built, we're in our... We haven't decided what to call it yet. Is it a food forest? An orchard?
Well, we kind of call it the fruit forest. The technical term is a fruit garden, I think.
Food forest.
Or food forest, yeah.
So we've got many different names, but that's what it's going to be. We're going to grow vegetables and flowers. We've got lots of trees already. So that's the main project that we have going on at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, we've mentioned it in previous videos, but originally when we first came to the land, our plan was to build a tiny house at the bottom of the drive, and that was very exciting. And we were sort of planning that. I started sketching out, getting ideas and getting a mood board, but then we decided that our priority really is sustainability and self-sufficiency through growing our own food.
Yes.
So we stopped the plans on the tiny house, and we've prioritised anything that is around food production and growth. So as you'll know, in front of me, behind the camera, is where the polytunnel is going, and that's a pretty big building, isn't it? 14 metres by 6 metres and about 8 metres high. So
we're not going to
large.
build it ourselves though.
No, we found a reliable and recommended company who are in Portugal. They make them in their own factory, so we'll be ordering that soon, hopefully to go up mid-late January, so that's very exciting.
That then means that as soon as that's up and ready to go, we can start sowing seeds. We can get all the different seeds going in January, February time, which is way earlier than the UK. And then by doing down here, we're laying paths, which obviously is kind of important because you need to be able to get around. And then once you've made your paths, you're left with all the beds for your veg and your flowers and stuff. We also need to do fencing.
Yep.
That's an upcoming project because we want to keep out as many animals as we can. And we have random stray dogs just running around on the land occasionally, coming by from neighbours or other places. There's a cat, there's boar, there's deer. So if we can, we'd like them not to be in where we're growing our food. Solar and a well pump are projects for the further future.
Yeah. So at the moment we're kind of making our beds ready, really, aren't we? And gradually working down the back of the fruit forest.
I was going to say it's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
A lot of work.
Yeah.
Because the way that we make a bed is we take the wheelbarrow off to some other part of the land where there are lots of trees, and we scavenge a lot of the what do you call it, leaf mulch?
Yeah, topsoil, and particularly underneath cork oaks and holm oaks, there's lovely
Fabulous
sort of
there.
forest topsoil that we've been moving from places where we don't need it up to where we want to grow.
Yep. And then maybe a few bags of compost that we've bought and had delivered here, and then we're finishing with a lovely mulch of horse poop, which is mixed with straw, so that it can keep all the moisture in and slowly rot down over the winter, and it'll be lovely for planting into around March time.
Yep.
So that's...
So last week I briefly showed it, I think, in one of the videos. We had another 4 IBCs delivered.
Oh yeah.
Along with the fencing that Missy just mentioned. So it's about 150 metres worth of fencing we've got to do. And about 70 odd posts that we've got to bash in.
We're going to do that just ourselves, us and Martin.
So the IBCs are going to go down behind the camera next to the polytunnel, and I think we're going to fill them from the overflow from the 4 IBCs that we fitted on the back of the shade house to give us, so that's 8,000 litres of water, which sounds like a lot, but estimated that we'll probably use about 1,000 litres a week in the summer. So that only gives us a couple of months of water, and bearing in mind that it's unlike weather in many other countries or in England here, so you tend to get a lot of focused, deep, lots of rain for a couple of months, and then nothing really through the whole summer. We didn't get any rain at all, did we?
No, the first rain, well, we arrived in Portugal in late July, very early August, I can't remember now. And we didn't see rain until mid-September, which was also unusual. Everybody said that you don't usually get rain in September like that, so who knows what next year will hold.
So yeah, it's very different to living in a house, isn't it, when you've got to really conserve water and think about how much water you have and where it's coming from.
Yeah.
And of course it's particularly important for our plants, because if we're putting all this energy into growing and we run out of water, that wouldn't be a good thing.
Well, that's why next once we've got the solar, then we'll have the energy available to power a pump, and then we can pump water from right down the bottom of the land all the way up, either stopping in other containers on the way or just all the way up to the top.
So we did a little bit of work on the planning stages of the water management. So we walked down the bottom of the land with an app to measure the exact distance, and then we measured the height of the land using a GPS app at the bottom and the height of the land where we're now sat. And that gave us the actual differential between the top and the bottom. So from that information we should be able to work out what kind of pump or series of pumps that we need to get the water up, but that's
a whole nother project.
That's a whole nother project. So there's lots happening on the wildlands.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about my birthday because we've put out only one other video since my birthday, I think. because we had a big pause after my birthday because of poor Bogey passing. And then you built your arbour in our last video, didn't you?
Yep.
So I wanted to say a big thank you to everybody that sent me birthday wishes and greetings, and a special thank you to everybody that bought me a coffee. As you know, I was going to put it all towards sangria, but as it turned out there was a bit much to put towards sangria. So put some towards sangria and the rest I spent on plants. So I'm going to show you some of those. I got a holly, a colicarpa, which is known as a beauty berry, which I've never heard of before, but it has these fantastic little purple berries all over it, teeny tiny, which apparently you can make into jam. So I'm very excited by that. I got a little palm and lots of trees. So thank you ever so much for that. It's really fantastic having those. I wasn't expecting to get so many plants.
You did
for my
very well,
birthday.
didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, you spent the day, or half the day, going around the nurseries and picking out lots of plants, which are now pretty much planted.
Yeah.
You had a couple of trees that you put down the bottom of the land.
I did. Oh yes, I got a weeping willow and an elder. I didn't even know that you could grow elder here in Portugal, but this one was a cutting from a successful tree, so that's exciting.
Got a chestnut as well.
Sweet chestnut, yes! We were hoping to have
But
sweet
it's about
chestnuts.
this big, isn't it?
Yeah, it's that big. It's little.
So in about 100 years, when I'm long gone,
Our ancestors can eat sweet
tree down the
chestnuts,
bottom of the land, although the boars have dug it up a couple of times, haven't they?
Yeah. One of the other jobs I've done recently is I built a second compost bay. I already had one built. It's dead simple. It's not really a big building job. I just got 4 pallets and I wired them all together at the corners so that you can undo the wire on the front, get your compost out, and that needs turning today. So I can use our new pitchfork that we recently bought and flip all the compost from one side into the other. We're layering up. It's all our household kitchen scraps and so on, bits and bobs from around the land, and horse poop. It's useful, isn't it, a horse poop?
It is. It'd be interesting to see, because I think we started that shortly after we arrived. So it'd be interesting to see what it's like at the bottom, whether it is composting properly, because it did get quite dry in the summer.
Yes, yeah, we have yet to... We're still adjusting. We're so used to growing in the UK. I know what I'm doing with vegetables there, I know what I'm doing with compost and earth and everything, but it's all different here. So I don't think we were putting enough moisture on the heap in the summer.
No. No, what with the extreme heat through the summer, when it got up to over 40 degrees for a couple of weeks every day.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep things wet, isn't it? So it'd be great to see what that looks like inside.
Compost bed number 1, nearly full. This is my second compost bed, and in front of them, quite awkwardly, we've got 2 massive heavy bags, and I can't move them, so they don't look particularly attractive. But the first one is absolutely chocker with really nicely composting horse poop and potatoes, strangely enough. And the other one is the horse poop that I've been mixing in with my vegetable waste. Hard work. That's our catchphrase, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
It's all gone. It's in there, and we've learnt a few lessons. When we were first building it up, we put too much broom in there. We've got a bit of broom I can show you. This kind of stuff. This isn't broom, but this is similar. Really hard, twiggy, and not chopped up. So less of that and more green stuff. But it's looking pretty rotted. And it's not done. I wasn't expecting compost, so it's getting there.
Yep. So more greens, more moisture.
Yeah.
And it'll be ready for spring. So as always, I'd like to thank you all for watching our wafflings and for liking and subscribing, as we always say and everyone on YouTube says, but really appreciated, especially your comments.
Yes.
And I've mentioned it a few times, but I think it's worth a mention again. The comments we had around Bogey's passing was absolutely lovely to read all your comments at a really sad time for us.
Yeah.
So thanks so much for your kind words and your thoughts about our lovely departed friend. So it's been a pretty tough couple of weeks. I can't believe it's 2 weeks since he passed.
Yeah, 2 weeks today.
Yeah. So
Well,
thanks very much for being so thoughtful and kind towards Bogey's departure. So yes, as always, thanks so much for watching.
That's it from us.
Yeah.
See you again in a few days.
Yep. Cheers.
Bye!